So back to it. There are lots of ways to reduce the packaging, but the problem is A, consumer acceptance, and B, the marketing issue. As soon as I start removing some of these tomato puree containers from this display, it doesn't look as nice as this picture. And people might grab things, not put them back right, or put them back backwards or whatever. And it kind of messes with the display. From a marketing standpoint, you want that mini billboard on the store shelf to grab people's attention. And so this kind of packaging still has some issues to be solved. Thinner films. Lots of work has been done to create thinner yet durable, tear-resistant films that are not going to cause losses, leaks, tears. I don't know what your experience has been, but I've had some films that work really, really well. Some that are too hard to open or tear. It's really annoying. And after multiple tries with for the same product, I realize it's the packaging material. It's not just a fluke package. Or others that just do weird things. There's certain chips that I've noticed that once you open the package, or as you're trying to open the package, it seems to tear in every single direction rather than just opening at the seal and having a nice package that you can reach in to serve or pour it. Anyway, so it's more than just thinner films. It's also maintaining OTR rates if it's an OTR type of a package. It's also durability and tear resistance without being too tear resistant that you can't open it. Integrity seals. These are special kinds of seals on typical packaging devices. You have these heated elements that come together and it pinches the bag or the tube of film after it's been filled, and it pinches it and melts it off. And you get this section that's maybe 3/4 of an inch thick that's melted shut, and a cut off between the seal. So the newly created bag, the top is now sealed and it drops down. And at the same time, you're sealing the bottom of the next one. But if I have a 3/4 inch melting seal, that means 3/8 of an inch at the top and the bottom. And that adds up after a long day's run of thousands of bags, possibly tens or hundreds of thousands of bags. And so this integrity seal is trying to solve the seal problem using less material, less waste in the seal itself. Again, creative thinking. But it's more than just the seal. There's also issues with resealing, which isn't mentioned here, but resealing the package with some sort of either Ziploc style closure or possibly some sort of a mild adhesive that will seal the bag back shut, but then easily be able to be pulled back open and shut again, open, close, open, close. One place I've seen that used more recently, Nabisco is using that on some of their cookies, like the Oreo cookies, where the lid peels back, you grab your cookies, and then it seals with a very mild, almost a Post-it note type of a reusable adhesive. Then just more examples of the same thing. I won't have as much to discuss here on some of these, but here we're using some sort of a thin paper or cardboard material. This is a very thin cardboard material, something that you would typically find on other cookies and crackers and such that we would have here in the US. Many cookies and crackers use a thin cardboard or single layer paper. Others use a corrugated cardboard. And some of our corrugated cardboard is very thick and durable. Does it have to be that thick and durable? Can we use something thinner? And in many cases, the answer is absolutely yes. We're wasting material by packaging it in such heavy duty containers. Again, cardboard to create these boxes, much less paper in a thinner material. And you just have to choose what type of material, how thick. Is it going to be a single layer cardboard or a corrugated multi-layer cardboard? Recycled plastic materials. Lots of recycled materials on the market, and this particular product in trials only at Coca-Cola. I'm not sure what Coca-Cola has done since then, but I do know there are lots of recycled materials that go into certain products. Food grade recycling is a challenge though, and our use of plastics has become, I would argue, less environmentally friendly rather than more environmentally friendly over the last 15 years. We're recycling less. We're doing a poorer job of putting recycles in a situation that allows them to be cleaned, processed, reused for food grade materials. A lot of the stuff you think you're recycling, you're really just putting in the recycling bin. It's picked up by your waste disposal company and then taken to the landfill anyway. You think you're recycling, but it's just going to the landfill in a different colored truck. Again, more recycled plastic material. It can be 100% recycled, 30% like this one recycled. You can use some recycled materials, lots of recycled materials. It just depends on what you're able to accomplish. Now, some recycled material doesn't work very well if you try to do 100%. It might be availability, it might be clarity of the material, and it might be quality of the product. An example is paper. Paper is these interconnected, interlaced fibers that when you dry them down in the proper process, you press and dry, they lock together to form paper. And so you have these cellulose fibers. Well, in virgin paper production with virgin fibers, the fibers are long and form very strong, very interconnected pieces of paper where these fibers are joined together and have large contact area. Then you go and recycle it, and it gets chopped up, shredded up, reused, and now these fibers break and you have shorter fibers. And they don't make as good of a paper product. If you do 30% with these recycled, shorter fibered recycled paper products, that's fine. You got 70% of the material is the higher quality, and that gives you plenty of integrity for a good, strong paper product in some cases. So what's the answer? 30%, 40%, 50%? Where do you have too much? Depends on the product, depends on your criteria. Now, the same kinds of issues come into play with recycled plastics, although the material science issues are different with plastics, obviously, than paper. So again, just some examples to pump up their participating vendors that are doing these reduced waste packaging. Lightweighting plastic. I don't know how many of you got water bottles from Costco over the years, or even some of the water bottles from other store brands in particular, but they're so thin now, they're like cellophane. the first time I grabbed one of those, I wasn't paying attention. I'm squeezing the bottle. I pull the cap off and my hand just goes squish and the water comes shooting out all over me because I didn't realize that I had just grabbed a bottle with a very lightweighted plastic. And doesn't take very much hand pressure to just smash that thing. Now I'm used to it, and I expect that when I feel a light-weighted bottle, I'm going to open it with a little more care. Even the caps, you'll notice that the caps are thinner, and some of the caps that used to be, you know, probably 5/8 of an inch deep. Now they're maybe 3/8 of an inch deep, or even 3/16 of an inch deep. Some of these caps are tiny. How much cap do you need in order to have enough threads to screw it on and provide a durable, good seal that's going to get the product to the consumer? Obviously not as much cap as we are used to or were used to. And so lightweighting has been a tremendous cost reduction and material use reduction in the plastics markets. Reusable transit packaging. So here's a piece of furniture of some sort that's in a transit pack that's going to the customer. And so you deliver that, whatever's in there, some reclining chair that's folded up. You bring it to the customer, you set it up at their house, and then you go back and you stick another chair in there and use it again and again and again. So depending on the package, maybe you can get 3, 4, 5, 6 uses out of this bag, whereas in the past you would use just some sort of single-use plastic material that you tear and cut away and throw in the garbage as soon as the product is delivered. Again, another type of reusable package for kitchen worktops. There are many, many examples of reusable packaging that are really intended for the transportation system, not for the consumer end. Here in the US, we have a challenge with that. Everybody I know in other countries, they have their special bags, their cute little grocery bags, and they take them with them to work, and they pick up their fresh produce on the way home from work every day, and that's just normal for them. In the United States, we probably have, 8 or 10 grocery bags in the car, yet we can't remember to bring the damn bags into the grocery store when we go grocery shopping. We walk into the store without the bags, and we buy all our groceries and go, crap, I've got the bags in the car. Time to get new bags. Well, I guess fine, I'll pay for new bags. Or we don't even get them to the car. We collect hundreds of these bags in
Call from Mod HPA.
Sure, they're calling about my extended frickin' warranty on my car. Anyway, I wish it was a few seconds later because I was just wrapping this up. Bottom line is the consumer in the United States is not good at reusable, not good at all. And that is some place where we need to do our own, not only looking at ourselves, but changing the way we do things. Everything is single use and throw it out. Now, I get that for things like Kleenex and toilet paper, but why can't you reuse containers? We used to buy Tupperware containers. Now there's all of these disposable containers that, maybe you wash them and reuse them, but maybe you treat them as throwaway items. We're very much a one-way, single-use mentality in this country. If there are reusable containers, reusable grocery bags, reusable anything, we tend not to do a good job of reusing. And we can't put all of the pressure on industry. We have to play our part as well.